After that, include the we will also include the stereochemistry part in the nomenclature. Okay. So let me first of all introduce you to isomerism in alkenes. Write the heading isomerism in alkenes. Isomerism in alkenes. Right. First of all, right, alkene shows alkene show alkene show sorry structural show structural as well as geometrical isomerism We'll first study about the structural isomerism. Number one, A part will be structural isomerism. Now, in the structural isomerism, we can only have structural isomerism from the carbon number 4, that is, if you have butene. Let me give you an example, then we can study about that. For example, you have a molecule which has CH2, double bond CH, and then a single bond CH2, and then a single bond CH3. This will be named as but1ene. But similarly, if I have another structure which is CH3, single bond CH, double bond CH, single bond CH3. This is but2ene. That means what is the change here? Everything is same, the position is changing, right? Everything is same. For example, the parent chain is same in both of them, that is but. The functional group or the unsaturation is also same, that is, it is ENE. But what we changed here is the position of the we changed here the position of double bond. So if you have 4 carbon atoms, then you can have two isomers, and these two are known as position isomers. These two are known as position isomers. The position of double bond has changed, nothing else has changed here. Isomers. Now, after 4, you can have another structures also, which will be giving you some type of isomerism. Now, if I talk about another structure which can give you isomerism is if you have CH2 with a double bond carbon, and this carbon is attached to CH3, and again here CH3. You can see that for all of them, the molecular formula is going to be same, that is C4H8. Okay, if you count the number of carbon atoms and the hydrogen, it will be always C4H8. Here also you can see 4 carbons, obviously it is visible, 2 hydrogen, and then 2 hydrogen, here 3 hydrogen, 5, 7, 8, and 9 hydrogen. Here also we have wait a second, 8 hydrogen. Sorry, no, yeah, 5 plus 3, 8 hydrogen. Here we have 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8 hydrogen. Again, 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8 hydrogen. So all of them are C4H8. Now this will be named as what? We have 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms. That is why this will be prop and 1 and ene. Okay, prop 1 ene. Now this is known as a chain isomer. Chain isomer. Why? Because what we have changed the parent chain. Okay, we have changed the parent chain. So I can say that A and B. Yeah, sorry.
2-methyl prop 1ene.
Sorry, yeah, true. 2-methyl will be also there. Thank you. My bad, Parvati. This will also be. There will be a 2-methyl here. 2-methyl propane. Okay, that means I can say A and B. These are position isomers. And after that, we have A and C. These are chain isomers. Okay. You can also say, I mean, A and C, and similarly B and C also chain isomers, है ना? B and C can also be named as chain isomers, because basically we are having a different chain. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. You all know there will be a Viva today, right? Abdurrahman, Khalil, Maimuna, Minashi, Parvati.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Yeah. Can I move?
1 second.
Okay.
So will you be conducting the Viva now today?
Yeah, today, like at the end of the class.
Okay.
You're done? Who is writing? Razan, are you writing?
I'm sure.
Done. So Maimuna was. Okay, fine. Right, next, that is geometrical isomers. Geometrical isomerism. Acha, did we do cis-trans isomers? Or are we doing isomers for the first time here? After this, we did not do, no? Yeah, I think, no, we did not do any isomers. Okay, fine. Okay. Let me make two molecules here. Okay, let me make two molecules. Suppose you have carbon double bond carbon, and there are groups attached such as A, B, B. Okay, and there is another carbon atom where you have groups attached such as A, B, A, B. Okay, A, B, A, B. Now, if you look at the okay, wait a second. Sorry, let me do one thing. It will be better now if I give them A, B, C some. Let me attach some group. Okay, attach some group. Let me just attach CS3, and here it is hydrogen. Here it is hydrogen. Here we have CS3. Here we have hydrogen. Here we have CS3. Here we have hydrogen. Okay. So tell me, what will be the name of this structure? The structure will be butene, right? Butene. And this structure will be butene. No change, or will there be any change? Tell me. Hi guys, what happened? Tell me, both of these are butene, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. That means these two structures should be same. Their properties should be same. Everything should be same. Okay. If they're having same names, that means what? Everything should be same. Now, let us move on to our good old Avogadro software where we make and break molecules. Yeah. Okay. Bad structure. Where is my ball stick model? Yeah. And one more carbon here. And then I need a carbon here. And then I need a carbon here. And I need to first of all get it. Yeah, the bonds are fine now. Now I will add one more bond to make it a double bond here. Yeah. Now this is the same structure that we saw, right?
Yes.
No, we have CS3 molecule. We have CS3 at the ends, and here we have CH and CH, right? CH and CH molecule. Now this is the structure A or structure B? This is structure A or structure B?
B.
B. Okay, let me see if I can get some properties of the structure. Molecule properties. Okay. So what I have got is molecular weight, I've got chemical energy, and I've got, okay, energy kilojoule per mole. Okay, I've got energy. So it is approximately minus 21 kilojoule per mole. Let me also calculate the energy from here. Yeah, this is different. That was giving me some different value. Okay, let me optimize it. I think after optimization, it will be giving me something different. Yeah, tension. Force field क्या है इसमें? 94 is fine. 94 is fine. Yeah. So it is 36.49. Can somebody write this? 36.5. You can write this. For the B structure, the energy is 36.5. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Written it. Okay, fine. Now let us try to make. The B structure, the A structure. Sorry. Bond order single. Yeah. Now what I will do, I will have to rotate this bond first of all. So for rotation, I think I need to click here and then click here. Okay. Back. Let's see. Yeah, I think I have moved till here. It's quite fine. Say, let me see. Yeah, right. Somewhat like that only. No? Now I just have to add a double bond here, correct? Right? If I add a double bond here, now it is the A structure. Tell me.
Yes.
It is the A structure. Okay. Let me try to optimize this structure also. Get the bond lengths fine. Okay. Yeah, a bit of rotation is going on. Okay. Yeah, so energy is, what is the energy? There's some different energy for this structure, right? 30 kilojoule per mole. Correct? 30 kilojoule per mole. Okay. Now we saw that the energies are different. That means obviously these are two different structures. And one more thing, if you have learned chemical bonding, something that you can remember from chemical bonding is that if you have a double bond, if you had a single bond and the structure was like this, let us say, wait a second. If we had structure like this, now at this point of time, the rotation is allowed here. We can rotate it, right? We have seen that happening. We can rotate this particular bond. But in the case of double bond, you know that the double bond is made up of the pi bond, right? The double bond is made up of pi bond. Now the pi bond, how it is made? If you try to make a diamond kind of thing, now, if you know there's something which is called diamond push-up. Now in diamond, what you will do, you have to join your thumbs, both the hands, and the four fingers of both the hand, and that is quite representation of a pi bond. Now, if you want to rotate a molecule, so what you have to do, you have to rotate one of the hand and keep the other hand fixed. Now, if you are going to rotate the other hand and keeping one hand fixed, then you will be breaking the bond. Okay, you will be breaking the bond. That is why the restriction in the rotation of pi bond is the reason for geometrical isomerism in alkenes. Okay, so before writing, let us write first of all the heading. Did we write geometrical isomers? No. So write first of all geometrical isomers. Geometrical isomers. Okay. Now, in geometrical isomers, what we will be having, for example, groups. Geometrical isomers. How should I define geometrical isomers? Yeah. The restriction the restriction on the rotation along the double bond leads to geometrical isomerism. The connectivity is same in GI, that is geometrical isomers. The connectivity is same in GI, but the relative distance of groups attached is different. Okay, so for example, if you want to see the distance between these two carbon atoms, okay, and the distance between these two carbon atoms. Obviously, these carbon atoms have a largest distance, right? They are further apart. And that is why these two structures are what these two structures are different. And obviously, you can't rotate along the double bond. Okay. Now, how do we name this? If you have similar groups on the same side, okay, like CH3 and CH3, they are same type of group and they are attached on the same side. Then this type of isomer, geometrical isomer, it is known as cis isomer. Okay. When two identical groups are attached on same side of the double bond, that molecule is known to be cis isomer. And when two identical groups please change the spelling of attached. Okay, attached on opposite side of the double bond, that molecule is known as trans isomer. So this is cis and this is trans. Write this down, let me know if you're done. Yeah, done. Azia is coming now.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. So you have learned something about stereochemistry now. So for example, you have been given a question. You have to name this, and they have given something like this. Okay. Or this can be also shown as or like this, है ना? Or this can be also shown like this. So all of these structures, what is similar here? And for all of them, you will see that it is what? But 2-ene. Correct? But 2-ene. But what is this? We have CS3 group here, CS3 group here, opposite side of the double bond. CS3 group in this side, and then CS3 group in this side, opposite side of the double bond. Similarly here, the CS3 groups are opposite side of the double bond, right? Now, what is this, cis or trans? Yeah, guys, tell me if it is opposite. If similar groups are opposite, trans. No? So this will be trans but 2-ene. This will be trans but 2-ene. Okay. Similarly, if you have, there is only one way, or sorry, I can say there are two ways. If you have this structure or this structure, okay, or you can also have this type of structure, okay, or you have this type of structure. Make some more space here. When it starts to sync, it becomes responsive. Or you can also have, okay, so you get the gist. If you have any of these structures, this will be also but-ene, rather but 2-ene, but this will be cis but 2-ene. Okay, cis but 2-ene. So you will draw a hyphen between cis. Okay, write this down. We will do a few more examples. Yes, Mazia, okay, fine. Wait a second, guys, okay? Yes, Mazia, take a screenshot now, Mazia. Take a screenshot till here. Mazia, can you turn the mic on? And
Yes,
you just
sir.
keep done?
Done.
Okay. What about here?
Done, sir.
Done? Okay. Okay. Take a
Yes,
screenshot
sir.
for. Okay. And take a screenshot till here.
Okay, sir.
Done?
Done.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Okay, Mehreen is also coming now. I guess in the last class, you guys had some confusion, right? Was the confusion with you also, Mazia? About the class timing? No.
Sorry, sir.
Last time, acha, तुम्हारे साथ confusion नहीं था. Abdul Rahman, did you had any confusion? Like you were sent different timing? Oh, no, not you guys, not you guys. I guess that is some other batch. Okay. So write the names here, trans-but-2-ene and cis-but-2-ene. Okay, can all of you name this? Name these type of things if I ask you. How guys, tell me. Okay. Write this down, let me know if you're done.
Done, sir.
Okay. Is there anyone who's still writing? Let me know. Or else I will move on. Yeah, guys, done? Okay, fine. So question, let us say if you have like this. So what is this functional group is? E. What is the unsaturation? It is En. The parent is what? The parent is 4 carbons. So that is why this will be bute. And let me give the numbering. So I think we should start from here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is in the second position. And then you have a substituent, which is methyl. And where is methyl? Where is methyl? Second position, no? Yeah, second position. So this will be 2 sorry. First of all, you will always start with stereochemistry. No? If I think we have written like stereochemistry, then the substance. So the stereochemistry is what? Stereochemistry is what it is? Trans. So you write trans, then you write 2-methyl, trans 2-methyl, bute 2-ene. Okay. Also get okay. Done. Can I move on?
Yes.
For example, you will have and here you will have chlorine, and here you will have chlorine. So what will be the name here? Okay, this is only 2 carbons. No, so yeah, 2 carbons. What is the functional group? Functional group is E. Unsaturation is En. Okay, the parent is just these 2 carbons. Okay, after that we don't have carbon atoms, we have chlorine atoms. So unsaturation, then parent. Oops. Parent. And this will be eth. Then no substituent is there. Substituent is nothing. And after that you have stereochemistry. The stereochemistry is what? It is trans. Okay, so this will be trans. Oh, substitute we have dichloro. Sorry, I forgot dichloro. This will be 1, 2. So you will have trans 1, 2, dichloro ethene. Trans 1, 2, dichloroethene. I can also write one more example. Okay. Here the functional group is again E. The unsaturation, it is En. The parent, it is what? Okay. Okay, wait a second. A lot of example for the trans. This is also trans. Let me make it cis. Okay. Now the parent will be, this is the parent. Now, as you can see, similar groups are attached here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Parent is hex. The substituent is dimethyl, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the stereochemistry is what? It is cis. So you will be naming this as cis 3, 4, dimethyl, hex 1, 2, 3, 3-ene. That's it. Write this down, then we can start with the preparation. Yeah, done, guys. You're still writing? Let me know if you're done. Okay, Mazia is done. What about others? Maimuna, Razan, Parvati?
Done, sir.
Done. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. You can stop raising your hand. Okay. Write another question. Which of the following can show cis-trans isomers or geometrical isomers? Okay, cis-trans isomerism. Okay, so you have been given there is a carbon molecule. Okay, there is a carbon molecule, and you have two CH3 attached to it, and then a double bond, and then this carbon atom has a hydrogen atom attached to it. This is attached to furthermore C2H5. And they are asking whether this can show cis-trans isomerism, yes or no. Now let us see. Let us make this molecule. You will have C double bond C. Then this will be having hydrogen. You can make C2H5. How to check this? C2H5. Okay, and this carbon has CH3 and CH3. Right now, you see, you check the distance. You have this carbon. It is in front of hydrogen, and then it has some distance with C2H5. Okay. Now, since both of the carbon atom, both of the groups attached here, it is happening again now. Oh, it is sinking. Now, when it sinks, it cannot. Okay, let me see. No, still nothing. It has completely synced. Okay. Okay. Now, here you can see that if I flip this group, if I change the groups here, if I even change the group here, nothing has happened. No? Nothing has happened. I have just, you can see that I have rotated this molecule, right? I have rotated this molecule because one CH3 was adjacent to hydrogen and it was diagonally opposite to C2H5. And there is also similarly here also there is one CH3 which is adjacent to hydrogen and diagonally opposite to C2H5. So essentially, we did not make any other molecule. These two molecules are what these two molecules are same only. That is why this cannot show geometrical isomerism. What you need to do is to flip one of these sides. Okay, so this is one of the examples, and here we can say that no, it will not show any geometrical isomerism. Right, the B part of the question. For example, you have CH2 double bond CBr2. So the structure that you will want to make here is, let me make it like this. Okay, so here you have hydrogen, hydrogen, Br, Br. What do you guys think? Will anything happen if I flip the bromine groups? Let me try to make. Now this is bromine, I am putting it here. This bromine, I am putting it here. The hydrogens are here and here. See, both of these structures are still same. Okay, are you guys understanding? Aa raha hai ki nahi aa raha aap log ko? Mazia, Maimuna, Abdul Rahman, Minashi, Parvati, guys?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, na? Okay, fine. Similarly, tell me about this structure CH3, CH double bond, CCl, CH3. Will it show geometrical isomerism? Yes or no? You have CH3 group attached here, you have hydrogen attached here, you have Cl group attached here, you have CH3 attached here. Now, if I flip these two groups, Cl and CH3, now let us see what happens. Don't flip both of the things, okay? That will be, I mean, if you flip both of the things, the resultant will be, again, we will be back to the origin. CH3 and Cl. Now tell me, are these two structures same or different?
Different.
Different, right? So I can see that CH3 and CH3. So this will be what? Cis group, and CH3, oh, sorry, this will be trans. And when you have CH3, CH3 on the same side, this will be cis. Okay. Done, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, right, preparation of alkynes. Sorry, preparation of alkenes. Preparation of alkenes. Preparation of alkenes. Now, we have seen the preparation of alkenes. Similar will be, a few of the things will be similar as for alkenes. Now, you remember that we started with the preparation of alkene. We prepared alkene from alkenes. So similarly, what we will be doing, we will be preparing alkene from alkynes. Okay, we will be preparing alkenes from alkynes. Please. First of all, from alkynes. From alkynes. Right with me? Partial reduction, not complete. Okay, if you completely reduce alkyne, you will be making alkenes. Okay, so partial reduction of alkyne with calculated amount of H2 in the presence of a catalyst gives alkenes. Okay, so you can write here a general formula that C double bond or triple bond C, when you react this with H2 over PD, है ना? H2 over PD, or wait a second, we react like this. C triple bond C with H2, and you will have palladium over charcoal, that is carbon. You will be getting C double bond C. Okay, you will be getting C double bond C. Pelletized charcoal is used in partial hydrogenation of alkynes. Anodized charcoal is also known as, this is important, Lindlar's catalyst. Okay, now write one more point. Alkenes obtained by above method gives cis alkenes. They will be giving you what? They will be giving you cis alkenes. Okay. Now write some examples. CH3, then you will have C triple bond C, CH3. Okay. Plus H2, palletized charcoal, the Lindlar's catalyst. Then you will be getting C double bond C. First of all, you will make this. Now, as you know, you see that it is palladium over charcoal. It will be giving you what? Cis alkane. So you'll make the CH3 here. This R group will be attached. Okay. CH3 here. Okay. And the hydrogens will be here and here. Okay. So this will be a cis alkane. But if you have something, so let us say CH triple bond CH plus H2, similarly in palletized charcoal. Now here you don't have any option. No? You see double bond C, hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. So this is neither cis or trans, right? It does not show any geometrical isomerism. Now where there is a chance of geometrical isomerism, you will always make a cis isomer. Cis isomer from charcoal. Okay, cis isomer from charcoal. Write this down. Then you will look at another method in which we can make trans isomers, trans alkene. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Done, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Let me know if you're not done. Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
sir, can you scroll a little more further?
Come till here.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.
Oops, sorry. Done? Let's say properly, na, at least yes or no. Keep the
Yes.
mic on for a while. Okay. You're also done, Mazia?
Yes, sir.
Acha, okay. Everything is done. Okay. All right. When hydrogenation of alkynes is done, when hydrogenation of alkynes is done in the presence of ammonical sodium, है ना? It is done in the presence of sodium in liquid ammonia. Liquid ammonia, that means ammonical sodium. है aqueous sodium will be sodium in water. Ammonical means in liquid ammonia. Ammonical sodium in liquid ammonia. Then transalkene are formed. Okay. So for example, if you have something like this, an alkyl group is attached here, and then you have C triple bond C. There is another alkyl group attached here, plus H2 in the presence of sodium in NH3, or rather liquid NH3. Then you will be getting C double bond C. R group is here, R group will be here, and then hydrogens are hydrogens. So from examples you can write as CS3, C triple bond C, CS3 plus H2, sodium in liquid ammonia. It is going to give you what? CS3 double bond, hydrogen here, CS3 transform. Write this down, let me know if you're done. Okay, fine. I guess everyone is done. Next, right? From alkyl halides. From alkyl halides. Okay. So alkyl halides, what is the reaction? Let me first write the reaction. We'll write these things down, and after that we will look at the mechanism. Okay. So please write with me. Alkyl halides. That is Rx. That will be Rx when treated with alcoholic potassium hydroxide, alcoholic KOH, alcoholic KOH dissolved in alcohol, Alkyl halides when treated with alcoholic KOH dissolved in alcohol leads to elimination of one halogen molecule, or rather I would say one X negative ion.
So can you scroll up for a second?
Okay, sure. Yeah, done.
One second. Done, sir.
Leads to elimination of one molecule of hydrogen halide, one molecule of hydrogen halide, and formation of a double bond, formation of a double bond leading to give alkene, leading to give alkene. Okay, so the reaction that we are saying is that if we have a carbon like this, we have a carbon, another carbon is there, and this carbon has, let us say, any halogen group attached. This carbon should have one hydrogen group. Okay, at least one hydrogen group should be there. Okay, this should have one halogen. Now, whatever other is present, we don't want to mention that. We don't need that. Okay. Now I will react this with KOH, and this is going to give me. This is going to give me with some heat. Okay, with some heat, and rather than writing, wait a second. Rather than writing KOH, I should write alcoholic KOH because the alcohol is also important. Alcoholic KOH and some heat. And this will be forming. So these two will be getting away. Okay, these two will be getting away, and you will be forming C double bond C. And whatever was attached like this, it will be attached in the same manner. Okay, this is the formation of alkene. This is the formation of alkene from alkyne halides. Now here the X, it should be chlorine, bromine, or iodine. Okay. Write this down, let me know when you're done. Then we can see the mechanism here. Okay. Yeah. Tell me if you're done. Write the mechanism. First of all, you will look at a few things here. Okay, what do we have? Let us start with a simple example that we have. Let us say CH3, CH2, and let us say we have Br. Abdul Rahman, you can turn the camera off now. My internet is not stable. Okay, like I think, yeah, yesterday only it got so bad that I had to end the class half an hour early. Right. So mechanism. Now we have some entities. How you have to think about the mechanism, and you have KOH. Rather, this is alcoholic KOH. Now, you don't know anything about this molecule. Okay, this is an organic molecule. It is what you can see. It is a bit of polar molecule. That's the only thing that you can see, that there is some dipole here. This will be having delta positive and this will be having delta negative. But I think you can comment a lot about KOH. You can say whether it is acidic or basic. So tell me, guys, is it acidic or basic?
Basic.
KOH is basic. KOH is basic. Okay. Now, one thing that you should always keep in mind: acid-base reactions are very, very, very fast. Okay, acid-base reactions are very, very, very fast. Okay, I mean, there is nothing that you can compare with an acid-base reaction. If there is some base, they will automatically dissociate like this. Okay, they will automatically dissociate like this. Okay, and this is also not a weak acid, it is rather a strong acid, that is KOH. Sorry, what I'm saying, this is a strong base. Okay, apologies, strong base. Now, since KOH is a strong base, then what will happen? We will be having OH negative, right? We will be having OH negative. we will be having OH negative, which is a base. Now, what does the base do? Tell me. What is the job of base? What is the job of base? Tell me, guys, what is the job of base? अरे base क्या करता है? अच्छा, you don't know what is base?
Reduction.
Sorry?
Reduction.
नहीं, like base reacts with acid, na?
Yes, sir.
Now, so like base, it reacts with acid, but we have here hydroxide base. So hydroxide base, it will be reacting with acid. Which part of the acid? What it will be seeking? It will be finding what atom, what element, what ion?
Hydrogen ion.
Hydrogen, right? All of you agree? Proton?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it will be finding what? It will be finding proton. It will be finding proton. Kahan hai? Proton kahan hai? So you have proton where? You have proton in the organic molecule. I can say there are two types of proton. There is a proton which is, I will say it is alpha proton, right? Because this carbon is alpha carbon, which is directly attached to a heteroatom, that is Br, and this carbon will be a beta carbon. Okay. Do you know these terminologies? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so anything which is attached directly to a functional group or a substituent, that is heteroatom, that is known as alpha. Then the next carbon is known as beta. Then the next carbon will be known as gamma, and so on. Okay. Now you understand there are two types of hydrogens. There is an alpha hydrogen and there is a beta hydrogen. Okay. Now you have to tell me which one of them is more acidic. Which one of them is more acidic? You won't know which one is more acidic. Okay. You won't know which one is more acidic. Neither will I tell you which one is more acidic. But what I can do is I can show you what will happen if I remove the alpha hydrogen. So this will be CH3, this will be carbon, and there will be Br. There will be a hydrogen here, and one of the alpha hydrogen has been removed. Now this will be removed like this, correct? So H plus, here you will be having a negative charge. And if I remove the beta hydrogen, you will be getting CH3 will be CH2, and there will be a negative charge here. There will be CH2, and there will be a Br group. Yes or no, guys? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now tell me which one is going to happen more likely. Also, one other thing is that what is going to attack the OH negative, right? So OH negative will attack on the hydrogen. Here also OH negative is attaching, attacking on the hydrogen. You have to see these two things also. Like, where is the approach of OH negative easier? Where it can easily attack. Now, right now you cannot say anything, right? Right now you cannot say anything. Let me do one thing. Let me show you guys. Wait a second. Let me just first of all. Carbon atom. Optimize the structure first, right? Then I need to add one bromine atom, right? Yeah. There will be a bromine atom. Where is bromine? Yeah, there is bromine. Then I need to optimize this thing. Right. Okay. Now you tell me which of the where it will be easier for the OH negative to approach from the at the bromine carbon or at the different other carbon. Where can the OH approach more easily? Where will be less hindrance, or where there will be less hindrance? Yeah, exactly, that is the word, less hindrance. Okay. No idea, guys? See, wherever there's a bulky atom, you can see that bromine is a bulky atom. How bulky is that? Let me show you how bulky is that. Okay, now what do you think? Can it approach from the bromine side? Can OH negative
No.
approach from the bromine side? No, no. It can
No.
only approach from the other carbon, right? From the other carbon. That is why what we can say is that the OH negative is not going to attack here. Rather, what it will be doing, it will be attacking on this particular atom. Okay, so let me remove this OH negative here also. You can remove this. Okay. And let me make it all clear like this. The hydrogen is here. OH negative. OH negative is going to attack on this hydrogen. Now the hydrogen is obviously, it is not going to take up the electron. It is not going to take up the electron. Okay. And let me see that you will have hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. And this carbon is having delta positive, and there is a Br group here. There's a Br group here. Now this particular hydrogen is breaking the bond. And what is happening? The electron will be transferring to this carbon atom. Now, as you know that this carbon will be having an extra electron, this carbon which is having a positive charge due to partial positive charge due to the bromine, it is wanting to get the electron which the carbon is taking. So there will be a small double bond getting formed here, and the bond between the carbon Br bond will be breaking. Why? Because this carbon cannot hold more than 8 electrons, right? So this is known as the transition state. This is known as the transition state. You will have OH, which is getting a bond here. Okay. Now let me draw these things. This bond is being formed. This bond is being formed. Okay. Then the bonds which are breaking are the red ones. This bond here, it is breaking. This bond here, it is breaking. Okay. Right. Now, in the transition state, these are shown in curly brackets. You can show it like this. And after this, you can show that this bond is completely broken. This bond is completely broken. Okay, this bond is completely broken. So when it is completely broken, you will have C double bond C like this, and there will be H2 here, and there will be H2 here. Okay. Now since this H is released, and this Br is released, right? So you'll be forming what? HBr. Okay, so write this down. Let me know if you're done.
So CH2 double bond CH2, right?
CH2. Okay. Let me know if you're done.
That's
And since beta hydrogen is getting removed, the reaction is known as beta elimination. The reaction is known as what? The reaction is known as beta elimination. Next, right? The rate of reaction. Rate of reaction. Okay. So rate of beta elimination will be, see, first of all, there is two things. This bond here, this bond, right? Now, if this bond is weaker, if this the CX bond, if it is weaker, that means it can easily break. And if it can easily break, that means what can happen? The reaction will be faster. The reaction will be faster. Okay. So what I can do, the first point that I can write is, rate of reaction. Okay, ROR is directly proportional, inversely proportional to the CX bond strength. RENGTH. Now we all know, if I talk about the CX bond strength, then I can say that if I have RCl bond, that will be much stronger than RBr, than RI. What is the reason between regarding this? So you know this is carbon, right? R is carbon. Carbon is second period, and chlorine is what? Chlorine is third period. So 2p 3p overlapping is more effective than compared to 2p. This is what? 4p. So the bond strength is in this way. This is the order for bond strength, right? That is why the reactivity order will be the opposite. The reactivity order will be RCl will be the least reactive, followed by RBr, followed by RI. Okay. So this is the order for bond strength, and since it is inversely proportional, then you will be having the reactivity order will be also reversed. The next is what does happen? What happens if you break if you have carbon and there is some groups attached and you have X. Now, if X is getting removed, then what is going to happen? You will be forming a carbocation, right? A carbocation like this. C positive, okay? Carbocation. Now, if you are forming carbocation, that means that if the intermediate is stable, that means the reaction will be faster because more and more intermediate will be formed easily if the intermediate is stable. Now, if more and more intermediate is formed, then we need to have stable intermediate. That is why tertiary substrate में order क्या होगा? In substrate the order will be tertiary alkyl halide will be 3 degree Rx will be most reactive, followed by 2 degree Rx and followed by 1 degree Rx. Okay. Write this down. Let me know if you're done. Yeah, guys, done?
No, sir.
No, okay.
Done, sir.
Right, next. From vicinal dihalides. From vicinal dihalide. So first of all, what is vicinal dihalide? Vicinal is derived from a word which is known as vicinity. Does anyone know what is the meaning of vicinity? It is an English term, not a chemistry term.
Adjacent.
Sorry?
Nearby. Adjacent.
Nearby, right? Yeah, adjacent, nearby. Nearby. Neighbor. Now, vicinal dihalide, as the name suggests, vicinal dihalide, the common structure for vicinal dihalide will be a carbon, and these two are having what? XX group. Okay, so if you have any structure which contains two halogen atoms in adjacent carbon, those are known as vicinal dihalide. Those are known as vicinal dihalides. Okay. All right. Vicinal dihalides on treatment with vicinal dihalide on treatment with zinc metal lose a molecule of ZnX2 and leads to formation of alkenes, leads to formation of alkenes. So a simple reaction you can write CH2Br single bond CH2Br plus zinc is going to give me CH2 double bond CH2 plus ZnBr2. Okay, plus ZnBr2. So write this down, let me know if you're done. Done? Yes, guys? Done? No.
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir.
All right, next by acidic dehydration. Of alcohol. By acidic dehydration of alcohols. Okay. Now, acidic dehydration of alcohols. Let us look at the reaction, and after that we will write whatever it is, then the mechanism. Okay. Again, so please write with me. Alcohols on heating with concentrated sulfuric acid forms alkene by removal of a water molecule. Okay, again in this case also you will have, there should be one beta hydrogen here also. Okay, and whatever group is attached here, we are not much concerned about it, but in the reaction there should be, H2SO4, and there should be some heat. Write some heat here, and H2SO4. Then you will be forming carbon. There will be a double bond carbon plus water molecule. Okay, so as you can also see here, there is a what is this? This is also an example of beta elimination, right? So H2 is getting removed here, and then the bond is being formed. But we will look at the exact mechanism. First of all, write this down. Let me know when you're done. Now, since we are removing one water molecule, that is why this is known as dehydration. Okay, that is why this is known as dehydration. Then, guys.
Yes.
Okay. Write the mechanism. Okay. So in mechanism, we initially have H2SO4 and the alcohol molecule. Let us take ethanol. Oops, not red. CH3, CH2, OH. Now there are lone pairs here, and obviously this is what 2p bond. So OH is not going to easily. It is not going to. It is OH does not get removed easily, right? Okay, it never gets removed. So you have H2SO4. You can write H2SO4 like this, HSO4. This is the acidic hydrogen. This acidic hydrogen will be attacked by the alcohol. And first of all, this step is known as protonation of alcohol. What we are doing, we are protonating the alcohol group. So we have CH3, CH2, and there will be O. There will be two hydrogens, and there will be a positive charge here. Now the oxygen is completely able to, we can remove the oxygen here. Why? Because as you can see, there is a water molecule being formed, and water is very much stable, Okay, so obviously what you will be doing, you will be giving the electrons to this oxygen. In the next step, you will be forming a CH3, CH2, CH3, CH2. And what will be the charge here? What will be the charge? What will be the charge here? Positive, na? Because we have taken the electrons. Now, this particular molecule, you can exaggerate the structure here like this. Carbon, it has 3 hydrogens. Now, since H2SO4, H2SO4 is, like, essentially speaking, it is a gas. That is why this will be present in aqueous medium. Now, we have water molecules here, that is H2O molecules. So one of the H2O molecule, what it will be doing, like rather the H2O molecule, and also you will have HSO4 negative. So any one of them, they can do what? They can attack on this particular hydrogen atom. They will attack on this hydrogen atom. Then again, this hydrogen atom will shift the bonds here, and you will be forming CH2 double bond. Now this CH2 was positive, it gained an electron to become neutral CH2. Okay, so this is the reaction from ethanol to ethene. Okay, write this down. Let me know if you're done. Again, there is a formation of carbocation. Okay, carbocation. If there is a formation of carbocation, the order of reaction will be 3 degree will be the fastest, followed by 2 degree, followed by 1 degree. So this step is very fast. Okay, because as you can see, this is what acid-base type of reaction. Okay, we say this is proton transfer. So hydrogen is getting transferred from HSO4 to OH negative, and also essentially this is what? Also essentially this is a reversible reaction. Okay, fine. That things you will come to know later in class 12th. You don't have to worry about those things right now. In 11th standard, you just have to worry about these two things: the product and the reactant, and what is the reagent here. That's it. You don't have to very much worry about the mechanism. So if you have alcohol and you heat this with in presence of H2SO4, you're going to get ethene molecule, that is an alkene molecule. So these are the methods of preparation. So write this down. Let me just summarize this a bit of, yeah, let me just summarize this a bit, and then we can do bit of physical properties. After that, we can do the Viva. Yeah. Done, guys? Mechanism?
No, sir.
No or yes? What did you say?
No.
No. Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay. So let me summarize what we learned. There are only 4 methods of preparation. Okay, there are only 4 methods of preparation. So we started with alkenes, right? We started with alkenes. We have R, C triple bond, R. Okay. Now alkenes, they have either you can do what? H2 in the presence of palletized charcoal, and then you will be forming, and then you will be forming alkenes, right? Then you will be forming alkenes. And what is this going to give you? This is going to give you alkene. We write it like this, or C double bond C. And I'm writing here what cis alkene, okay? Cis alkene. Similarly, you can also have R, C triple bond, C, R group. And here you may get same product, but we are using here sodium, sorry. We're using H2 obviously. And in the presence of sodium in liquid ammonia. Okay, so these are the 2 alkenes, and in this process you will be making transalkene. In this process you will be making transalkene. After that, we came to know about another reaction, that is Rx. That is Rx, right? Okay, now this what is important here, it is not Rx, rather it should be R. There should be some CH molecule. There should be one, at least one hydrogen, and then this should be X. And this is also going to give you, this is also going to give you C double bond C, that is alkene. Okay, just writing C double bond C. After that, we came to know the next one, which is if you have, let us say, carbon, there is a halogen, carbon halogen. Then also, if I start with this, in the presence of what? In the presence of zinc, right? In the presence of zinc, huh? So there will be some other groups attached. I don't want to worry about that. And this will be also giving you C double bond C. Similarly, you will be having R, CH2, OH, RCH2OH. And for this you need what? For this you need some heat. Okay, and here also you will, okay, I did not write any reagent here, right? The reagent will be alcoholic KOH, and there should be some heat. Similarly, here also there should be some heat, and you will be requiring what? Concentrated H2SO4 in aqueous medium. And you will be making what? C double bond C, that is alkene. These 2 are important in terms of cis and trans alkene. These 2 are important in terms of, these 2 are important in terms of the beta elimination reactions. Okay, write this down, let me know if you're done. Done, guys? Oh, you don't have to write. आप लोग के copy में लिखा हुआ है. You will complete this, okay, on your own. Leave some space and write physical properties. Physical properties, okay? Physical properties. Now, physical properties in general, alkenes resemble the physical properties of alkenes. Physical properties of alkenes, okay? Next point you can write. The initial three members of alkenes. The initial three members of alkenes, they are gases. Next 14 are what? Next 14 are liquid, and higher alkenes are solid. Higher alkenes are solid. Okay. Now it has the same trend. Like for example, the boiling point, the boiling point of alkene increases with increase in number of carbons. Similarly, I can say the boiling point, as with alkene also, alkene decreases with increase in branching. Now, next point which is important, boiling point of cis alkenes is higher than trans alkene, as cis alkenes are polar and trans are non-polar. We will show how it is non-polar. Okay, write this down. Cis are polar and the trans alkenes, they are non-polar. We will show an example of butene, like butene, specifically speaking. In the cis and trans butene, we will show how the polarity is different in alkene that is cis and alkene that is trans. Yeah, done, guys?
So can you just zoom out for 1 second?
Okay, sure. Like physical properties only, na? Or something else also?
Yeah, only physical properties.
Okay.
Yes, sir. No.
Done? हो गया? Screenshot.
No, the first point.
Acha, first point. Okay. I can scroll down?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let us see the butene, that is cis and trans. So we have CH3. Then we have carbon. We have a double bond here. And we have a CH3 group attached here. We have a hydrogen group attached here. And we have a hydrogen group attached here. This is something that I have made very. Should be hydrogen group attached here. Similarly, we can have CH3 double bond. Then a hydrogen group will be attached here, a hydrogen group attached here, and CH3 molecule here. Let me write the hybridization. So this will be sp3, this will be sp2, this is going to be sp2, this is going to be sp3. Here also this is going to be sp3, sp2, sp2, sp3. Now, I hope you guys know that the electronegativity of sp2 is greater than the electronegativity of sp3 due to more s character of sp2 hybrid orbital. Since sp2 in this sp2, if I compare now, s has what, 33%. Okay, so the s character is what, 33%. And if I talk here about here, this is 25%. Okay, if I compare these two things, then if s is 33%, that means it is what, it is nearer to the nucleus, since it has more s characteristic, and s is nearer to the nucleus. If s is nearer to the nucleus, so the electrons which will be bonded now, the electrons that are bonded here, now they are present in the sp2 hybrid orbital of this carbon atom, doubly bonded carbon atom, and it is present in the sp3 hybridized orbital of the single bond carbon atom. Now, when these two electrons are in sp2, which is more towards the which has more s character and which is more like s subshell, which is nearer to the nucleus, that is why these electrons will be experiencing a greater pull from the sp2 carbon atom. They will be experiencing a greater pull from the sp2 carbon atom. And hence I can say that the dipole moment in this case will be like this. Correct? From sp3 to sp2. Let me draw with some other color. In this way. And here it will be in this way. Right? Now, as you can see that the dipole moments here and here, they are not cancelling each other. But if I look at the dipole moment here, you can see that the signs are opposite, right? If I add these two, can you see that this is directing in this side and the other one is directing on this side, right? This is directing this side and this dipole moment is directly on the opposite side. That is why this is going to be non-polar and this is going to be polar. So the net dipole moment here, if I resolve this now, if I resolve this, then you will be getting one dipole moment in this side, one dipole moment lower. This will be getting a one dipole moment in this side and the other dipole moment will be lower. Now these two will be cancelling each other out, but these two are on the same direction. That will be a net dipole, a net downward dipole will be there. Okay, so that is why I can say mu net is greater than 0, and here the net dipole moment is equal to 0. Okay, write this down. Let me know if you're done. Then we can talk about the viva. Viva se pehle I need to do some tayari. Okay, it's done. Let me know if you're done. Okay.
Done, sir.
What about others? Razan, Maimuna, Mazia, Shoaib, Mehreen?